Hi, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm doing a ranch home in The Sims 4. This is a two-bedroom, two-bathroom home with a horse stable for two horses in the side yard. I wanted to do something I haven't done in a while, and that's why I wanted to do a horse ranch for this video. Also, somewhat perfect timing because my second favorite game, Disney Dreamlight Valley, just came out with a video for their new DLC, Wish Blossom Ranch, and it has horses, and I'm not really a horse girly. I've only been on a horse once, and that was not a good experience. I had a allergic reaction. I feel like I've said this story a few times whenever I do a video with the horse ranch pack. So please just have that thought come back to you if this is a first video you're seeing of me. I am not a horse expert. I don't know what exactly they need besides food, water, shelter. And so we are going to be starting off on the interior, which is going to be this nice mudroom area. I'm obviously using the new mudroom kit that came with The Sims 4 recently, and I felt like having a mudroom in a home or a ranch home would be perfect for this video because I know that horses can kind of be dirty, and so I wanted to have like a nice mudroom area to like get all that dirt and dust off of your Sims before they enter the home. So I wanted to go for a nice green color to match the door, and then I do continue this like emerald green into the living and kitchen area. We are just going to be finishing up this little mudroom entryway area. I do really like using these items from this pack because I always like having a drop zone when I'm building in The Sims because it just seems realistic to me to have like a table next to the entrance next to a chair because I have bad balance and I prefer to take off my shoes sitting down. And so I know your Sims don't need to take off their shoes unless that you have like the little sign that says please take off your shoes, but I just want to make it similar to what I know. And so we are just going to be now in the kitchen. You can see I've tied in the green from the front of the home into the back of the home with these green chairs, and then I do also add a green sofa into the living room. And I wanted this home to feel open, and I wanted it to kind of feel like it was recently remodeled, like this home possibly could have been a generational home, and so this new generation kind of knocked down a few walls and added a nice big screen TV, but they kept the cabinets in the kitchen to have that rustic look. So we are just going to be adding that green couch, and I do also add some chairs just to keep it cohesive. I decided to add a green color with the chairs as well. And now we're going to be adding a little play area for the toddler and going to be adding just a few more toys here and there. I do move that like barn dollhouse item into the child's bedroom. Sorry, not child, the toddler's bedroom. So there's a little bit more of a quiet space to play, and then there are just a few little smaller play items in the living room. Now we are working on the bathroom. This is for the guests and for the toddler. I did want to duplicate the counters from the kitchen and then add the sink and then just like hope they matched, but they couldn't match, or I couldn't find a swatch that like would make it look seamless, and so I decided to just add a normal sink without any extra things on the side. So we are just going to be adding all the usual bathroom decorations. I feel like I normally stick to the base game when it comes to like bathroom design and decorations because I feel like there's a lot of like items that I probably could use, but I was trying to keep this build pack limited to just using the horse ranch, and so we are just going to be using a lot of base game in this bathroom for that reason. So we are just going to be adding some towels, gonna be adding some pictures, and heading into the toddler's bedroom. And like I said with the barn dollhouse item, I do make this area like a sleeping area on one side and then a play area on the other. So like the sleeping area is a little bit further away and then like the play area is like more direct when you walk into the bedroom. And so I wanted to give the barn dollhouse a red color because I wanted it to match the other real barn on this lot. So we are just going to be adding some toys for the toddler. Wanted this area to be very playful, and I was trying to keep it gender neutral. So, like, the wall is very neutral. I consider green to be a gender neutral color, and so I was kind of more leaning towards a little toddler boy in this room, but I feel like toddlers are very diverse and they do age up somewhat quickly in the game, and so this is a very easy room for you to make how you want. If you want to play in this room, you can check out my description and all the information will be down there, such as the value of the lot and the total number of bedrooms and bathrooms. So if you're down there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. It really does help my channel grow and it means so much to me. So we are just gonna hop back into the video now. I did make this room just a little bit smaller. It is now like a 3 by like 6 room instead of a 4 by 6 room, but I feel like I was giving this area too much space and I wanted there to be a little bit more space in the kitchen, so I decided to do a little bit of a shrinking of the room. So we are just going to be finishing up this area of the house with a few wall art and pictures and going to be adding a cute little basket full of toys in the living room and going to be finding a little item to put on the side table. I ended up going for the lamp and then moving that tiny little horse towards the barn. I thought that was just like really cute to have like two horses by the barn since I made room for two horses in like the household. So we are just going to be finishing up the space and going to be adding some curtains into the main area. I decided to go for green just to kind of keep that cohesive color scheme going throughout the home. And I really like this orientation of the curtains I did. I feel like it was like kind of like made it look like one big curtain that's just kind of been like pulled back in different areas that you wouldn't really think to pull it back. So we are now heading into the primary suite. It has a nice blue color scheme, so it's a little bit of a break from the green in the rest of the house. I did want this area to feel kind of unique and special, and so that is why I went for a different color scheme in this room, but it still has that kind of like rustic style to the room. So we are going to be adding some sconces to the wall, and then we're going to be adding some decorations onto the side tables, and very simple bedroom in here. So I do have a walk-in closet for the primary bedroom, as long as a private ensuite. So we are just going to be adding some decorations to the side tables. Try to keep this area very simple, and now we're going to be adding some decorations to the walls. Again, try and keep this art very rustic, and now we're going into the closet area, and I wanted to use like a nice wardrobe, and I still wanted to have this opening, but once I added the mirror, it kind of felt claustrophobic in a way, and so I wanted to go for a more normal door, and I feel like this ultimately looks better with like matching the other two doors into the bathroom and into the main living space. So we are going to be adding all the same items from the first bathroom into the second bathroom. It is just a little bit smaller, but it still is all functional. This is my favorite orientation of a bathroom design. So we are just going to be adding some rugs and going to be adding a little towel underneath the window. So we are just going to be finishing up the inside of this home and going to be heading into the horse area. And the horse area takes up most of the yard. I didn't think to add a like outdoor dining or grill area. I wanted the outdoor area to mostly be for horses, and maybe once that toddler becomes a child, you can add a monkey bars or other like outdoor children play equipment. So we are just making the barn area very simple and very like functionally, and so we are just going to be adding some like metal signs, and I wanted to think that these metal signs were in some sort of correlation to the horses' names, and we're just going to be adding some shutters around the house, and then we're going to be adding a little bit of dirt detail or terrain detail to the barrel run activity by the horse stables. And we are getting close to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and I post new videos every single Tuesday, so please come back for another video in The Sims 4. If you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye!